It's the NFL on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the NFC South. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to North Carolina and the bustling city of Charlotte as we welcome you inside Bank of America Stadium, the home of the Panthers. So good to be with you. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here. Greg, as we look at this matchup, I'm looking around, hearing this crowd. They're so fired up for this one. What's it like when you come on the road and you've got a hostile environment you need to take care of?
You know, I always liked it. I always thought it added to the element of bringing some energy and bringing some juice, especially in pregame. But once that ball's kicked off, you want to settle this crowd down as fast as you can, especially on offense. Take them out of it. Get them back on their chairs, sitting on their hands. The more energy you give them, the more noise, it does make it a little less efficient to operate, especially on offense. So come out fast, come out furious, and see if you can take this crowd out right from the jump.
Raheem Blackshear on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Young. That's to the left side, hauled in by Leggett. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to...
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
The motion man is Sanders. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Young. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face 3rd down. Here's Young. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Piñeiro's kick is good. And the Panthers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return, here's Mims. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
Throwing at the start, here's Carr. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And he gets this up close to the 40. The veteran Josie Jewell there for the stop. Second and 7. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. He's got his man. It's Hill. They get 16 on that connection. First down, New Orleans.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Valdez-Scantling on the move. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll work his way down inside the 40. The tackle there by Shai Tuttle. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll go play action with Carr. He's got his man complete to Johnson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
They'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go again here with Kamara. Kamara got a 1st down, still going. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, Carr. His pass taken in by Shaheed. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook,
and he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints move out to a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
A 2nd down throw for Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
It is 3rd and 10. Young. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On fourth down, the longtime special teams ace, Johnny Hecker on to punt. Cedric Wilson back to receive. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. Carr working out of the gun. Across midfield, shot out of a cannon. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. He's got it. And the Saints extend their advantage to 14-3. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Velus Jones now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Get this drive started. On the ground, it's Hubbard. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Back to throw, Young. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's got his tight end, Sanders.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Young hands it to Hubbard. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Here's Young to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. Brought in by Chris Olave.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd and a yard. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now, Carr. Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
So, a pair of first downs moves him out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. A give up the middle with Kamara. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Carr to throw. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Carr. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
Carr now on 2nd down. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Shaheed with the catch. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Here's a toss to the right for Kamara. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Carr from the gun on third down. He's got his big tight end. Taysom Hill. Touchdown, Saints. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. The kick is good. The Saints move out to a 21-3 advantage. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Jones now on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. First and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. That one taken in right side by Leggett. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. The motion man is Sanders. On first down, it is Hubbard. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. They'll go again with Hubbard. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. From the gun, it's Young. He's got his man, right side, it's complete.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Slot man in motion right. On first and 10, here's Young. Over the middle, he's got Leggett. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On play action, Young. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And that will lead to a 2nd down. Man in motion, heading left. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. That one complete to Leggett. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. Now he'll run. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
On 2nd down, a run with Hubbard. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. Good running. Gets them down to about the 4-yard line. Throwing is Young. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think their sideline celebrated just a little prematurely, because if you look closer, Mike, it's pretty clear. The receiver did not possess the ball while having both feet in bounds. Missed opportunity there, incomplete.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. To throw, Young. Good blocking, and he's in. Bryce Young, touchdown Carolina. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a 1-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
On now, Eddie Pinheiro for the extra point. He's got it. And the Panthers get a bit closer here. It's now 21-10. So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. On the return, here's Mims. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and Derek Carr set to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Valdez-Scantling on the move. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. He's got his big target. That's Johnson. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Play is made there by DJ Wanham. It's a give now to Kamara. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. That lane closed quickly. And here comes third down. Carr now. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
First down throw for Carr. That pass caught right side, Valdez-Scantling. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Second down, Carr. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
A couple of third down conversions already on this drive. This one tougher. This is 3rd and 10. His pass taken in by Shaheed.
Well, they say football is a game of inches, and plays like this explain why. You pick up a little bit more, it's a fresh set of downs. Now on 4th and short, this coach has a decision to make.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints are going to open up a 2-touchdown lead, 24-10.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Panthers offense getting set to get back to work. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Now Young. Got a man left side. It's caught. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. To throw is Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
A 2nd down throw for Young. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Young. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
This is why every defense wants to play with the lead, because it allows them to just tee off on the quarterback. Go rush the passer. You're not worried about them handing the ball off or little quick game. You know they're chasing points, so what can you do? You can get after this guy, and boy, have they ever.
Here's Johnny Hecker now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. This throw right side is caught by Hill. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll go play action with Carr. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Now the first carry of the game for Jamal Williams. And he's going to have the 1st down, mark him at the 45, and move the chains. On the give, this is Kamara. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Carr working out of the gun. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Williams.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. Raheem Blackshear is set to return for the Panthers. And that one not placed as well as he had hoped. It's all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. The motion man is Sanders. On 1st down is Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
A give up the middle, it's Hubbard. And he's going to have that 1st down. Tackle made up around the 35.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short. Play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Motion man sent right. On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this 1st half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Young. He runs with it, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Young. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It'll be 3rd down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball, that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had things all his way in the 1st half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. Shaheed with the catch. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. So we hit halftime with the visiting Saints in front. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Carr. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer.
Carr now to throw on 1st down. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
3rd down, 3 to go. Throwing is Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
The Panthers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They're going to run right over center with Hubbard. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass falls incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Shotgun snap, and they'll run. Here's Hubbard. And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll motion over Thielen. Out of the shotgun, Young. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. First down throw for Carr. That's caught by Hill. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. In motion is Hill. They'll run on first down with Kamara. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
On first down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Carr now on 2nd down. That's to the sideline where he finds Hill.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Shaheed in motion. Out of the gun, here's a give to Kamara. And he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. To throw, it's Carr. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind him, and that's the landmark of the screenplay.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Carr. Throw right side to Olave. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On the handoff, it's Kamara. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
They'll run. It's Williams. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jamal Williams. Touchdown, New Orleans. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Groupie now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Saints will extend this 3rd quarter lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Jones now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27. Second down and 8. To throw, Young. Quickly to the outside and complete. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
On now is the punt team for the Panthers. as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
There's that man again. Another catch. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the shotgun, it's Carr. He gets that complete to Cedric Wilson. He is in. Cedric Wilson. Touchdown, Saints. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. He gets it to go. The Saints are able to extend the lead. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The home team's offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Get this drive started. On the ground, it's Hubbard. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us. And right now, this defense has no answers.
Tremble comes in motion. Another run here with Hubbard. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hubbard. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Young hands it to Hubbard. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu from the secondary on the stop. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now Young. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Punting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. First and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He lets one go, looking for Shaheed. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the one he was looking for. And it's going to be 4th down.
He's trying to set the tone here for the rest of the game and let this defense know there is not a blade of grass on this field that you don't have to defend, because he reared back and he let that one eat. And he's got to work a little bit on his touch, a little bit on his accuracy, but I don't think he needs to work on his arm strength.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Panthers offense about ready to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hubbard. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The motion man is Sanders. A 2nd down throw for Young. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? The motion man is Sanders. Young. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
On 4th down, out comes the punter. Returnable from the 17. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Carr now. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Carr working out of the gun. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
Seems like the fullback is kind of the last of a dying breed, but we see them used occasionally in the run game. But man, when you have a guy that you can target in the passing game, it just adds one more layer for a defense to have to worry about.
A run here with Kamara. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go again here with Kamara. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes 3rd and 6. Back is Carr. He'll try to hit him with a screen. There he goes again. And he's into the end zone yet again. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Groupie able to add the extra point. And the Saints will add one more onto their big lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. To throw is Young. Going to set up the screen here to Hubbard. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Throwing on second down, Young. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Young to throw on first down. He'll tuck it and take off. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
On second down, Young fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
From the gun, it's Young. And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. They send a receiver in motion left. Out of the shotgun, Young. A throw there, caught by Leggett. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. Looking left side is tight end Tremble. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Here's Young. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Pinheiro on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Panthers will get just a bit closer. So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Here's Williams on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Kamara. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They're going to go right back to Kamara. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Second down, Carr. To the outside, that's caught by Hill. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Kamara. The Saints will punt this one away. The Panthers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Now Young. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand. So it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Throwing is Young. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense. You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The Saints offense and their running back set to go once more. They start with the lead and the football, and they do so with tremendous field position. It's first and 10. Now Carr to the outside and complete to Valdez-Scantling. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, New Orleans.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
That's powerful running, lowers the shoulder, and picks up 4. Carr now on second down. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not.
And he's got another one. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Greg, in the end zone again, I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Young. That one taken in right side by Leggett. Give him 14 on that play. One 1st down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll send him over to the left. A 2nd down throw for Young. A throw left side caught by Sanders. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Really nice job here by the tight end, understanding that if you're not open, get open. And if you are open, stay open. He found a nice void in the zone on the backside of the defense, friendly to the quarterback. Nice pickup.
On 1st down is Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They'll put a receiver in motion right. Now Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Not much to work with there. He'll get down to about the 22. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it here with Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Young. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Panthers cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So Pinheiro had the field goal a moment ago. And now he's back out to kick it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Saints offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
And he's going to be very close to a first down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. 1st down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll work the middle here with Kamara, and he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. It's a give now to Kamara. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats, and that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
So this one a win for the visiting Saints. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, and did not look back as they cruise in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.